Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today I wanted to welcome you guys back to make a custom bullet journal with me. So if you're new to my channel, I post just a ton of bullet journaling content, both in my own journal and in custom journals that I make for others and sell in my Etsy shop. And the link to my shop is down below in case you're interested in that kind of thing. But if you're just here for bullet journal inspiration, I really hope you enjoy what you find. Don't forget to subscribe if you do. And today we're doing a bit of like a behind the scenes sort of thing. So this is relatively new for me. I've always shared like the flip throughs of the finished products of the journals that I make for other people, but this is my first journal where I've actually filmed the whole process of making this journal, and this video is day 3. I split it into 4 different like parts because I spent roughly 4 days working on it. So I'm going to link day 1 right up here in case you're interested. And as we go through the video, it's going to be like really sped up, just kind of me doing the different spreads. And I wanted to answer a few questions that I've received from you guys in the comments in previous videos. So if you have more questions that you would like to have answered in the next video like this, feel free to leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to get to as many as I can. So don't forget to like this video, comment below, tell me which of the themes in this journal you like the best, what kinds of themes you'd like to see in the future, what questions you have, and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're jumping back into this journal. Like I said, this is day 3, so by day 3, I'm just working on weekly spreads here. This is a 6-month bullet journal, not a full 12-month journal, so it only took me the first 2 days to set up all of the monthly like title pages and stuff, and even get going on some of the weekly spreads. And now today I'm just working on some more weekly spreads here, and let me tell you, the weekly spreads that I use in custom journals are so fast, so minimal, especially a journal like this, which is a minimal doodle journal. I'm not hand drawing designs on every page, so it's very quick. And I guess that's one thing that I recommend, either for yourself if you're just trying to save time when you're doing your bullet journaling, or if you are interested in starting selling journals or just making them for other people as gifts or whatever. I do get a lot of questions along that line, like how to choose, like how much people can customize them, whatever. And what I would recommend is just kind of having a few different templates that people can choose from, and the templates should all take you like a similar amount of time or be similarly difficult, so people can't necessarily just choose spreads that are way out there that are going to take you way more time or whatever. I'm not too picky with this. I have a few templates, I think 4 or 5 on the Google form that I send out for customization that are just kind of like the basics, but I always leave room for more personalization. There are very few, if any, spreads that people have asked for that I've said no to, because I am pretty flexible, but I do give a few templates, and this is one of them. It's just a very quick, simple, you split the page into 6 boxes, and then you've got extra space to use for whatever other things they request in a weekly spread. And one thing that I do is I let people choose the weekly sort of layout, like the format, and then I also let them choose 0 to 3 like kind of featured boxes that they want on the page. So that could be a shopping list, a task list, a mini calendar like this person chose with the current week highlighted, a mini habit tracker, you know, stuff like that. So first they choose the layout that they want, and then they choose the number of little boxes. And honestly, some layouts work really well with like 1 or 2 little boxes, or even 0. Some of them, if they choose 0 weekly boxes, you're kind of like stuck. Like, how are you gonna make that work, you know? But whatever, you make it work. That probably didn't make any sense. I want to get more into a specific question here. But first I will say, yes, this is a minimal doodle journal, so I'm not doing any like hand-drawn doodles on the weekly pages, but I still do use stickers and washi tape, not all the time, but sometimes. And this was one of those months because the stickers just matched too perfectly with the theme that I did for this month. And this person requested, as you can see, there's a little calendar down at the bottom where I'm going to highlight the current week, and then also a shopping list. So moving on to one of the questions I got that I wanted to talk briefly about in this video. So it was just about how I plan the pages, the doodles, the lettering styles to be used, etc. So I'm gonna start with how I plan the doodles, I guess, or actually the pages. So for custom journals, like I said, I have a Google form, and if you're interested in making custom journals, reach out to me on Etsy and I can send you my Google form. You'll obviously want to change it to fit you, but it's just what I have found works really well for letting people customize, because it has the right number of pages. You know, when people just think of their own journal, they think of, you know, like XYZ, like I want this many pages for the yearly spreads, this many for the monthly, this for the weekly. And then once you actually put it together, you start to realize that, hey, an odd number of pages here means that my weekly spreads, you know, like the beginning of the week is going to be on the right side of the page, and I'll have to turn the page to see the second half of the week. You know, it just doesn't end up adding up all the time. So I like having a layout, and that is on a Google form for me. So that's how I plan like the pages. I let my customers choose their different pages, and it's a constant conversation. Like if they choose, for example, a budget page, that is pretty ambiguous. So I'll just message them and say, hey, by default, I include, you know, spending, income, savings, and bills on a budget page. Does that sound good to you? Or is there a different category you'd like to add, remove, that kind of thing? Same with if they ask for like a reading spread, I'll send a message and say, okay, do you want more of a bookshelf or like a log for tracking the author, giving each book a rating, that kind of thing. So it is a conversation, but I start off with a template saying, here, you can pick 6 yearly pages, you can pick 3 monthly pages, you can pick from these different weekly layouts, and that kind of stuff. But again, I do take special requests all the time. So that's how I plan the pages. How I plan the doodles. I do let my customers choose their themes if they want to, but many people give me the freedom to choose some or even all of the themes, and I'll be honest, I love that. Sometimes I do like it when people give me ideas, because it's like, whoa, I never would have thought of that on my own. But sometimes, honestly, I've had some journals that have been really not that enjoyable to work on because the customer chooses all the themes and they're not themes that I really like. But of course, this journal is not for me, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I love it when I get to choose the themes. How I choose the themes, I wouldn't say I have like a specific science for how I necessarily choose the doodles. I do have a Pinterest board with like a million things pinned, and lots of the things that I have pinned there as inspiration are not bullet journal pages, but they're other things. Like I like to take inspiration from like art prints, stickers, room decor, like even, you know, like mugs or something that have little designs on them. So I don't often just search out like bullet journal title page. I'll search out other things and think, okay, how can I take something similar and turn it into a bullet journal page? Or if they ask for a specific thing, like if they ask for, I don't know, like one person asked for a lion theme, I don't know how to draw a lion. You guys know I don't draw realistic things, and so I went to Pinterest and probably searched something like simple lion doodle or lion line art, lion tattoo. Often when you search things like that, or like even like how to draw a lion, or if you search like lots of baby things, you know, like decorations for a nursery or like patterns of baby clothes have these really simple animals, really simple shapes, really just like cute simple things. So those are kind of some of the keywords that I'll sometimes search on Pinterest to take a theme idea that either they've given me or I've gotten in my head, and then figure out exactly the doodles that I want to use. So yeah, that's kind of one part of it, is choosing the theme itself, choosing how I'm going to doodle that thing, and then choosing how I want to arrange it on the page, especially the title page. The other pages, you just kind of stick the doodles where there's space. But with the title page, I have kind of a few like default, I guess, layouts that I'll use. So number one, I'll think about, okay, do I just want like one of this thing planted right in the middle of the page with the title underneath? Do I want to do make this thing into kind of a print or a pattern on the background and do like stacked calligraphy or some kind of fancier title with this doodle printed all over the page? Do I want to have it kind of floating from one side of the page to the other like I do with my jellyfish or with my hot air balloons? Do I want to kind of box it off to just part of the page, either by tracing a circle or by using washi tape to tape off a section of the page and only draw that doodle on that one section? Those are just a few options of kind of the different ways that I think about, okay, how could I lay this out on the title page. And then of course, like I said, the other pages, you really just stick it where there is space. Most of the custom journal orders that I take, I would say people really want to use their pages primarily for content and not as much for doodles. So yes, I still do doodles on the extra pages, but not a ton. You know, like if someone asks for a budget page, realistically there's going to be one very small doodle right in the top corner because that's what they have space for in order to still track their budgeting. So that's just kind of what I do with that. And then the third part of this question, so planning the pages themselves, the doodles, and then was the lettering style to be used. And I wouldn't say I have a specific way of planning the lettering style to be used. I have a few kind of default lettering styles that I like to use. I like to use really big, like kind of juicy calligraphy. That's probably my favorite, to use like a colored marker, do some big calligraphy, sometimes add like a drop shadow or some white gel pen. But I love that because I really like the look of it, but also I feel like it just really looks put together. Like I feel like, I don't know, it looks like it takes a lot of work, but it doesn't when you know how to do it. So it's a very effortless title for me, or lettering style for me, but it looks really like put together and really fun. So that's kind of usually my first choice is, okay, would this look good with calligraphy? That's also often something that people want because it's something, you know, not everyone has that skill set. And so if you're asking someone else to make your bullet journal for you, it's probably because, either because you don't have the time or because you don't have certain skill sets that you're looking for in a bullet journal. And calligraphy is something that lots of people love, but not lots of people know how to do. So I try to do that one quite often. I also have different sets of stamps that I like to use. And I do ask that question on my little Google form. Do you like stamps? Do you like stickers? Do you like washi tape? So if they select that yes, they like that kind of stuff, then I try to use stamps for at least one monthly theme. And other than that, it's just if there's a theme that really looks like it wouldn't suit calligraphy, that's kind of when I start thinking about other like printed themes similar to the one that I used in this month. Thank you all so much for joining me to set up this custom bullet journal together. Don't forget to tune back in for the final installment of this little series.